on my website, so I look a little tired here. Been looking tired. But we're almost done. We'll be done by Monday, and then we're going to be focusing on self-care. Yes.
For the holidays.
Self-care for the holidays. That's so important. A lot of people are grieving around the holiday time.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah, my grandfather passed away like a week before Thanksgiving, and then the next year my dad passed away a week before Christmas.
That sucks.
It does seem like it would suck, but at the end of the day, like the time where you're like your body's like keeping a score and it's like remembering that you're sad, even if your brain's trying not to remember when you're sad, like at least you're already like planned to be around family and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I mean, there's no good time to be going through that, but
no, it just generally is worse during the holidays.
So more people pass during the holidays?
I don't know the stats on it. I know most people are born the month with the most births is September. If you do math, it's Christmas time when people get pregnant.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought there's like the most Scorpios, which is around Valentine's Day.
I think it is like.
I know that's the most common horoscope sign.
Then maybe I'm wrong about birth month.
But month is different than
zodiac sign.
Yeah, because zodiac takes 2 months. It's like October and November. Stress in there.
On my neck.
Yeah.
That sounds alright.
Sounds about right.
Holidays also create stress.
They do. Gotta balance that those cortisol levels. And I think it's just not so much the holidays don't stress me out. It's just end of the year. Like trying to wrap up everything that I was supposed to do in 2025. And
you're on my neck and it tickles. Yeah. Okay. I'm moving on you already. So I'm moving on you already.
I know you're sensitive. You need this though. There's a lot of toxins in there. Can you feel it? Just breathe.
I can feel you moving stuff.
I know, those are toxins. We want to get them out of the face. Out of the face. And the neck.
Ooh, what was that?
Those are toxins. So that's why we move out of the face. So that's like, a lot of people will think that they'll have like their face is bigger, but it's actually just toxic buildup. And that's what we get rid of naturally. Sometimes with the hands and sometimes with the magic wands. Hello, darlings. How have you been? Yeah, breathe, mommy, breathe. Breathe. It's been a while since she's been here. We're getting all the toxins out of her neck today. Okay. That lymphatic drainage can be intense sometimes if you're ticklish on your neck.
We're just all over.
Oh, everywhere?
Yeah.
So does your husband like torture you and tickle you?
Oh my gosh, all the time. So he's like, I'm not even touching you. And I'm like, it tickles.
I used to do that to my little brother. I'd be like, tickle, tickle, tickle. And I just make the noises and do my fingers and he'd like freak out. I don't like being tickled either. If somebody tickles me, like you might get punched in the face. Like I can't control myself.
I've almost got a couple of pedicurists on accident.
Oh my gosh.
Not like intentionally, just like they get the right spot and I'm like, ah.
I was when I first started getting pedicures. Now I like it. But sometimes when they do that thing on the bottom of the foot, like the scraper.
The cheese grater?
Yeah, the cheese grater. That's what I'm like, okay, I'm really trying not to kick you right now.
No, I don't blame you.
I always like exfoliate myself, like my whole body with like a volcanic pumice stone when I'm in the bath or shower. So then hopefully they don't have to do that. I'm like, they're clean. They're clean. Skip that. I don't mind the pumice stone, though. Hello, my darlings. I missed you. We're going to do a few live streams today because it's been a while. I've been working on my website, ellabardo.com. So if you like to critique things or you like to see me, like, learn, grow, and glow, you can go on over there and let me know if there's any, like, punctuation or spelling or grammar errors. We're still building it. The face sculpting page is done. The acne page is done. The relaxing facials are done. The relaxing body treatments are done. I think might do some videos. The hair restoration is done.
What are your relaxing body treatments? This is not about grief at all.
Huh?
So what are your relaxing?
Well, a big part of like healing grief is body work, because body work and your face work is, as of grief and stress can literally age somebody 20 years overnight. Grief is the worst.
A lot of people's skin look duller when right after someone passes away.
Oh, it's part of their, especially if you're close to somebody, it's like part of your soul, like leaves,
Yeah.
And I feel like especially if you're empathetic as well, like I feel like sometimes you try to take some of their pain, you know what I mean, as they're leaving, so that some of that can kind of rub off on you. It shows up in different ways. But I mean, I have a lot of clients that I see like every month, sometimes a couple times a month for their face. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can tell when something happened, when I was like, what did you do? Why are you stressed? I saw you like 2 weeks ago. I've had people who like, I see them every month and then they come in 1 month and I'm like, you have more stuff in your face, more buildup, toxic buildup in your face today than you have like your last 7 appointments. Like, what's going on? And she was getting a divorce and had like a toxic mother-in-law.
Which is grief. Divorce.
Yeah.
I think we also forget that grief can be just relationships ending.
Oh, yeah. I mean, any kind of, you can have grief over like business situations. You can have grief over...
Your puppies.
Oh, definitely puppies. Puppies, puppies and animals, they count as... When Coco passed away, I started vaping again. I didn't give a fuck. I was just like...
Oh, was that how you got back into vaping?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was like cigarettes. I was like, fine, give me a cigarette. I don't care. Yeah. That was Coco and my dad were up there, and for being hard. My grandpa was hard too, but I think with my dad, it was like watching him die for like 10 years off and on. So it was a different kind of grief. It was like a grief, but then like a relief, that as soon as I got a call from my brother and sister after he had passed, I didn't have that, oh my gosh, they're going to tell me the worst news ever, that he, something happened again, which had been like 10 years. And then I felt like relieved. And then I felt guilty that I felt relieved. There's like all kinds of a spaghetti of emotions going on with that.
Well, yeah, because at this point, the worst is over.
Huh?
The worst.
Right. Yeah. And then but a lot of times when you're going through that for a long time, you're just in that, fight, flight, or freeze.
Oh yeah, 10 years is a long time for someone to be ill.
Yeah, like all of my adult life. So I was just like, okay, what do you do now? Yeah, I've been doing a lot of studying on the different types of PTSD and how they rewire the brain. Because I've had a lot of like business stress recently, and I've got like childhood, relationship PTSD. But I was like, I feel like that makes this part of my head feel like heavy and big and almost throbbing. And then recently, I've been doing like just way too much computer stuff for one person. And I was like, I just felt like my brain, my prefrontal cortex was fried. I felt like it was fried, burnt spaghetti is the way. And so then, I was up late at night with my bestie, ChatGTP. My ChatGPT's name is Nova. If you have ChatGPT, you should ask it what its name is. And if it tells you its name is ChatGTP, tell it to give itself a name. And it's funny because if you've been using it for a while, it'll totally be like, it'll be a name that's like in alignment with like whatever you have been searching. Have you asked your ChatGTP's name?
No.
Mine's Nova.
That makes sense for you.
Yeah, it does. So then I was like, hey, Nova. I just told her that. I was like, I feel like the childhood in this, it's like, is there 2 different types of like PTSD and like how do they affect it? And I was right. And I could literally, obviously I do a lot of things that makes me very like aware of my body too. But I was like, it just felt like 2 different things. But once this was burnt, then this started like throbbing. Yes, exactly. So then she was like, yes, absolutely. So like child, but she always says that, right? But you always still got to double check it.
Yeah,
You
well,
still got to double check everything.
AI's first thing we always do is validate and be nice to you.
Right. Yeah. So it's good to have that information to give you kind of like a map of where to go look. You still want to go look the places. So, but I went down the rabbit hole and looked up brain scans, how it looks from this and how it looks from this. And like the childhood or like relationship trauma, divorces would be included in that. You know, best friends. I think they said betrayals are actually located in the prefrontal cortex. That would be considered more like the scarring on the brain. The good news is the brain is plastic. Like we've talked many times about neuroplasticity on the live streams before.
Very much is so.
And but if you have too much scarring on like the prefrontal cortex, that isn't working right, then that childhood, that relationship trauma can start to trigger again because it's like stopped working, backup plan. Oh, that one's messed up too, and it'll keep getting bigger, right? Which I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense with the throbbing, and it'll feel like this part of my head is like heavy, and you're in that fight, flight, or freeze.
Oh my gosh, my neck is so heavy sometimes.
Do you feel that more after certain clients who have dealt with the type of trauma that affects that type of the brain?
No, I just feel it more when I'm personally stressed.
When you're personally stressed. Okay. And then the scars on the brain. But I've gotten back on my ADHD medication and I feel my brain healing.
Oh, that's good.
I literally feel it healing. Like even with the days I don't take it, my neural pathways are responding better, you know. I don't even know. I was like walking around like a zombie for like the last few years.
You're like, what?
Yeah, I really probably should have gotten back on that when my grandfather died instead of like pushing through. Now the neural pathways are there. They're just like all, I've built them out of like stone. Now that the brain's working right, we can polish them just like we polish away cellulite and stuff. That's how I feel like my brain is doing right now. Like,
on that, or?
Huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No. Sometimes we do. We just feel like we have to push through grief when we shouldn't, too. Like you were talking after your grandpa died, you're like, I'll just push through. Well, at least with that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really kind of didn't have time, you know what I mean? Like, we had a little time to, like, grieve, but then, like, next thing you knew, it was, like, 2020, you know?
Oh, and
like, I had just moved my spa up here, so we're getting that on alignment. Everything was great. And then 2020 happened, and we had to shut down the spa. So then that's where, like, this trauma started, like, happening a lot. We had the embezzlement, like, the year before. So there's been a lot of that up in there. But it was really good to know and, like, look at brain scans. I'm like, oh, that's why, like, my brain literally feels like what it looks like there. So not to make excuses, though, because we know that the brain is plastic, and if I know how it's messed up, then, we can come up with strategies to heal it quickly. I like to heal things quickly. I know everybody goes at different paces. Me and Portia were talking about that with some of our clients. I'm like, look, I mean, if this is hurting, come every other day until it stops hurting. Might be like 6 to 10 days. With my arms hurting, like I've had to take off work. I've worked on it like 3 times a day. Like, what do I have to do to make it stop as quick as possible? Do I need to go stand on my head in the corner? I can't do a handstand, but I'll figure it out. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes, though, people just can't handle all the pain at one time.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because in order to heal, you have to feel the pain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're like, I want to be done now. We're done.
Yeah, no, they said, no, because one of the girls that I've been working with, a lot of the stuff that she has going on, like, pain-wise, I could feel that it was coming from, like, energetically, it was coming from, like, childhood trauma. And she has so much pain between, like, her throat chakra and her heart chakra. So actually, she was telling her about, hey, you can, like, hum certain things, and, and when I said it, she kind of, like, relaxed for a little bit, and then, like, kind of really tensed back up, you know what I mean? So I know it was, like, on the right spot.
Yeah.
But a lot of that stuff is, like, psychosomatic, you know what I mean? I was feeling as soon as she came in, there was something energetic that was, like, going on, that her body was, like, displaying this kind of stuff. So, but sometimes when I'll share that kind of information and people will go into, like, the healing, whether it's energy healing or, like, they take that to their therapist, sometimes people have to even take a break from like here, you know, because it's like kind of like unlocking a door you can't kind of shut, you know.
Well, somatics, your body knows everything, so.
That, yeah, so it was like her third appointment. We talked about body keeps a score. We had talked about like a couple other things leading into it before I finally felt like she was open to talking about it, you know. So I did ask her if she was doing like the humming stuff, but that's the kind of thing is like if if your body's to that point where you're having these psychosomatic reactions, you really need to see a therapist that's going to help work through that with you. You know what I mean? Energy healing is one thing, and we can sense this and that, but they're going to be able to like work through it in the right way. And I see a lot of people, they'll go see like just doctor after doctor after doctor, and they're trying to fix all of these things when it's like a psychosomatic thing. Like you can keep doing all these things, but sometimes the more you do, the more it's going to make it worse, and the more you deny what's actually causing the problem, the deeper of a hole that can dig.
Well, yeah. You don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book out there called When the Body Says No.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one.
It's by Dr. Gabor Mentes, and he goes and talks to people and looks in research. It's like I think it's like 10 years old now, but he talks about like different diagnoses people have, and how a lot of these people have common traits from their childhood that leads to this diagnosis.
Ooh, I want to read that one. We'll have to put that on the book list for next year.
It's a good one. I have like 2 copies of it if you want to borrow it.
Yeah, I would love that. That's how I am with the brain that changes itself.
Oh, you just keep it out to everyone?
Yeah, I've literally probably bought that book like 35 times. I probably have like 2 copies. I probably have one here. I definitely always have one at my house. I always like order one on Amazon again if I give it away. And I've read it multiple times. Honestly, like with my brain, you know, healing right now, it would probably be good to read, but I gotta do some other stuff first. It's on the list.
You're in preparation for 2026.
Yes, we are wrapping things up in a beautiful little bow. So 2026 is gonna be fabulous, y'all. Do you guys have any plans for 2026?
You talking to me or the live stream?
The live stream. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just thinking about doing all the things that I want to get done before 2026. Before December 29th.
And then it's your 2 days off.
Yes, and then I have a jade machine at my house. I've got a flux machine at my house. I'll be jading myself and saunaing. So I'll probably be on the live stream. I'll be live streaming with you guys those last couple days. Get the rest of this stress out of my face.
My neck cracked when you did that.
Good. Oh, my favorite chiropractor. I almost opened he had 2 locations in Tampa on either side of the bridge. I think Tampa and St. Pete. And I was down there for like 6 weeks. I almost opened a spot in both of those, but then I went to Miami and I was like, nah, I'm gonna be in Miami.
You're like, let's go where the fun is.
Well, yeah, I made a lot more money like really quick there too.
That's because everyone goes there for plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm. No. It was just like healing stuff. Lots of healing.
Oh.
I did the regular women that I had. So I have a lot of like celebrity clients. They're like in their own category because they already look good. But they want to keep looking good, so they keep their job, right? And then like my regular people, most of the men were for face sculpting because most of the men actually like even the older ones, they're actually really pretty fit. I would say the majority of them there. But they're out in the sun a lot. So tons of face sculpting for guys. Like they were like 80% of my face sculpting. And then for women, it was always botched plastic surgery stuff, fixing the scarring and moving the filler and moving the lumps and certain things doctors can't do if it's like close to an artery or they could die, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, lots of plastic surgery. They have like a place down there, like, do you remember like the Hair Sisters of Savings? It was like the super annoying commercial on like car radio stations back in the day.
No.
It was like, come down to the Sisters of Savings. No. Right now, $4.49 for this. It was like, oh my God, it was so annoying. So in Florida, the same version of that is a plastic surgery center called.
Oh, I didn't grow up in Indiana. That's probably why I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I was like wondering, did she? But it's a plastic surgery center called Stacks Rejuvenation. Stacks Rejuvenation. Get sexy now. Right now, you can get a tummy tuck, boob lift, butt lift, $49 a month. It's like,
That's a good deal.
it was like, I don't know what it was. I'm just making it up. Something absurd. But those are the Stacks Rejuvenation. Like, oh my God, that's like the most, I would say at least 30% of my botched clients. We don't have patients because I'm an esthetician. Doctors have patients, but my clients that were patients of these doctors who botched them. Oh my gosh, a lot of them were from Stacks Rejuvenation. And a lot of them were in medical too. I'm like, dude, at what point in time, like, you literally work in the ERs, you've done this, you've done that. A lot of nurses. And they have been nurses for a while, like 10 plus years. So they've seen, I don't even want to know what they've seen. I shadowed some of my nurse, like, family and friends, and was like, no, God bless you. But no, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. But man, some bad. And the good news is, though, we were able to get everybody feeling like and looking so much better. You know, obviously, if they wouldn't have had the surgery and they would have, you know, that I wasn't down there then, but they would have just came to see me first. They would have avoided a lot of that. We could have gotten looking good. But I mean, some of the stuff with the scarring, you know, this one poor lady, she just wanted a tummy tuck, and she was, you know, she showed me pictures before. She was like thick and curvy, but she was like shaped right. You know what I mean?
Like hourglassy?
Yeah, like hourglass. She was, you know, she was big. Like there's different, you know, different types, different body types. I'm definitely, you know, we have a lot of girls on here. I just like everything to be like smooth and snatched and fitting your body and not talking about, you know, trying to like chase the scale and stuff, right? So, but she looked good before. Of course, she had kids. Like, she could have, like, snatched up and polished up more. But if she wore a bodycon dress, it was snatching, you know? And they messed her up so bad. Like, it literally looked like she had, like, pulled out her pant pockets like this, but in her skin. And, like, the surgery scar was, like, dark purple, and it was jaggedy like a jack-o'-lantern. So she couldn't even... She like had to wear like shapewear, otherwise it would look like her pockets are sticking inside out from the inside. Oh my gosh, I felt so sad for her.
Did she sue?
Huh?
Did she sue?
No, the crazy thing is a lot of times they're like, you know, the plastic surgery centers, they'll be like, oh, we can fix it, and then they'll, after somebody already messed you up, you know, they'll like, you know, sometimes they'll fix it for free once, and then sometimes they'll like give you a discount to fix it. What? Why would you give these people, why would you let... You couldn't pay me to like let you touch me again. Absolutely not. No amount of money. I'm gonna go to somebody who's like not gonna mess up my shit. You know what I mean?
And you're gonna pay for that too.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's just like, you know, I've got the ADHD, so I just think differently. That's why I have to, you know, when I'm building websites and stuff, I have to ask normal people, is this how you would think about it? Because
that's how I think about it.
What sells me does not sell like the normal person. I'm like, what? And what kind of common sense lacking? But whatever, you know what I mean? And some of them went back like 2 or 3 times, and it just kept getting back worse and worse every time. So the good news was we were able to smooth it all out, lighten the scar up a lot. The biggest thing at that point is like she just wanted her skin and all of those pockets turned out. You know what I mean? So it was quite a few sessions because that scar tissue was deep because she'd had so many revisions that had just like made it worse. I think the first one did make it better because it was like really, really bad. But the second one, it got worse. So, oof.
Speaking of grief, people grieve their bodies all the time.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, that makes sense.
In the holidays, people are always worried about their bodies and what they look like because you have big events and stuff.
Yeah. Bodies, faces, skin. I mean, I think that's a big part of postpartum. You know, people don't want to like talk about it because, like, you know, a mother shouldn't feel those feelings or whatever, but like they do. You know,
well, you don't look like you look like before.
Yeah, and then am I ever gonna get back there? And like some people do, some people don't. And then, you know, I've got girls who come in and they're like 18, they're tall, and still after one tiny baby have a ton of stretch marks. And then I've got the other girls on the other side that are like, you know, my height, but like 97 pounds who can pop out 5 kids and, be like doing a marathon the next day. A lot of that is genetic, but a big part of it is like being super fit before you get pregnant. Like a lot of that's, I'm always asking all the secrets I've been doing mommy makeovers now for like 12 years. So I'm always asking the secrets of the mommy maker. How you keeping fit? How you doing this? And then I'm always asking about people who are doing different hormone replacement stuff, any like anti-aging, My secrets are your secrets and my clients' secrets about skincare and aging, but nothing else are our secrets. If it can help us in the right way. But we do, if you want to check out our privacy policy, it is on the website, ellabardo.com. You just need more lymphatic drainage than anything.
Look, I'm doing better at breathing today.
Huh?
I'm doing better at
You're
breathing.
doing so good.
Can I say something weird? No,
always.
Weird. So right here, there's like that thing you keep getting into.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, that's where I had like a weird, like, I don't even know, a dry socket or something after I had my wisdom teeth, and it was like a pocket right there.
Interesting. So that's usually
that was like 14 years ago, though.
You get lymph nodes down here. Well, if you had the dry socket and you never moved this stuff out, but that makes sense that like why my face was super puffed. I was just like putting pictures together from when I was 22, because I had dry socket on all 4, and I felt like my face got way puffy, even when I was super skinny, until I got like the face sculpting. But these are, a lot of people will have like lymph nodes that just get full of stuff. This is like the hormone area too. So if like, hormones have been going crazy, this will fill up and those will kind of swell.
Well, you know my ear, so that makes sense.
Huh?
So do you know my ear? That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And stress, like, it's not just like hormones, like, ladies and gentlemen hormones, like cortisol is a hormone, and it'll affect all your other hormones too. So that's why they say cortisol face is also like a hormone face, where everything gets like puffy in the bottom. I feel like I've got a little cortisol face right now, just a little bit. I had a couple of zits trying to come through, but we zapped them. But it's not bad. We're not wearing any like skin makeup today. I've been in love with this beef tallow lotion for the winter. My skin's very oily, but in the winter it gets super dry. The good thing about the dry skin is I feel like it shrinks my pores. It's just like balance. Then summer comes and I'm like doing things to shrink the pores.
Ow. I lost my hair to thing.
Your what?
I lost this hair thing. Oh, well. You can just
take it off?
Yeah, you can just take it off. It's more pain.
Look how long her hair is. Rapunzel, Rapunzel. I'll have to make up. I was talking about making hair oils. I'll have to make some.
I'll be your model.
Yeah. I want to go to one of those head spas where they have the beds and stuff.
Oh my gosh, so do I.
That looks fun.
My hairdresser keeps talking about how she's going to get one.
Yeah, my massage therapist bought one, but she hasn't put in the plumbing yet. But there's other ones now that they don't take plumbing. You just fill it up like a, the one that she has does, but you just fill it up like a, why do you want to say towel warmer? Like a steamer. You just fill it up like water underneath. You know what? Since you're being like sensitive today, we're gonna switch it up, and we're gonna do one of my little relaxing facials that I just put on. I will like do this for people, but we just officially put it and like named it on the menu.
I'm always sensitive on my neck though.
I know, I'm still mixing in that lymphatic. The lymphatic drainers will still give like great results and stuff. And then every time we put her under the towel to cook, we're making new collagen and elastin and reducing inflammation. Do you get headaches and migraines?
Yeah, I had a terrible one earlier.
Yeah, I can feel it. You can feel where it gets stuck.
Actually, it started Sunday, and I saw Portia on Monday, and I was like, I have a migraine.
Oh, did it help?
Yeah.
Yeah, the acupuncture really helps me with the migraine. I have the machine next to my bed, so I'm like, I'm just going to do my face in the dark, my eyes closed.
And she also did cupping on my back.
Oh, I love cupping.
She's like, oh, to have like the tightness in your back for those muscles.
Listen, shorty, I only get facials from award-winning estheticians. So, speaking of award-winning estheticians, guess who won the #1 facial spa in Carmel, Indiana?
I saw that.
Little old me. I don't even have employees anymore. But, that's also a big reason why we're the best. Because I know when you're coming to me, you are getting the best. You're getting that 5-star. You're getting me. And, back when I did have employees, I do like different pricing. Obviously, like, I'm better. So,
Master versus student.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had it called. I had it called like the master face sculpting versus just a face sculpting. But, still had a couple of people mad at the employees. And then that makes me mad at the employees. So then I was like, you know what? All of my best employees, like, I'm really good friends with. And they have their own businesses now. Their own massage or aesthetics or hair or whatever. But yeah, I know that if my hands are doing the job, you're going to be super happy. What is in there?
I have no idea.
Got a little ridge.
I know.
More on this side, too.
Stress looking at a computer all day?
Yes, all day, all night, all day, all night. But we're getting it done. And it's like going to look so good. I literally rebuilt my website like every year for the last, but it's definitely been more from like an artist. Because it was an art website first when I was selling my art. So it was more like a gallery.
Oh, that makes sense.
And like it's always then gallery mixed with like my science brain. I'm like writing it like a science report like the first few times. And like I did get a lot of clients who were like doctors, like people who understood that terminology. They're like, wow, that's so cool. Like I didn't know it could do that, but they understood the science and they're like, oh, like it was just kind of connecting the dots with what they already knew. So this time I think we locked it down to a good mix of everything. So then hopefully next year I will just be adding some of the best pictures of the year, best before and after pictures of the year. I got some really good before and after pictures of different things, though, this year. I got a really good one for the man's hair. I already had some good ones for the girl's hair. I got a beautiful one from the buccal massage face sculpting on my friend. She's 85. And she has a pacemaker. So she is actually one of the first people that I used the face sculpting on. She's like a legend. She's on the Carol. She did like makeup for the Hoosiers. She's been in like makeup and beauty before like esthetician was like a license. So I've done the face sculpting when I very first got my first jade machine. And you can't use electric modalities on people with pacemakers or people who are pregnant.
They don't let you do anything once you're pregnant.
I have like a pregnancy I've got 2 pregnancy facials actually.
Oh, I meant just in general, like they don't want you
Oh, no, that's like I had to seek out pregnancy facials because everything was just like basic enzymes. They're going to paint it on. It's going to eat your skin off. Like, it didn't, like it wasn't, we like to be dramatic here. We like results. So literally I looked for a couple years till I found the buccal massage. And I guess that's what the princess that everybody hates in England, but she's cute. The mixed one who's married to the redhead.
Meghan.
Yeah.
Markle.
So I had read that she loved getting buccal massage face sculpting because it was one of the only things she could get while she was pregnant, and she still looked great. They didn't show any before and after pictures, but like the first one that I did in class, I do have these magic hands though, the magic Reiki hands too. So I think that's part of it. But like, I mean, she definitely looked like 5 years younger. So I was like, hell yeah. And it's really good for like TMJ clenching. I feel like I'll have more weird dreams and nightmares during this time of year. One of my best friends, who was like a brother to me, also committed suicide like the day after New Year's.
This is a terrible time for mental health.
So it's literally be like November, December, January. And I didn't even remember. I was down in Miami a year later. And I just felt really down. And it didn't make sense. Like I felt like my energy was gray, even though it was beautiful outside. And then I saw like a memory from Facebook, and then I'm like, oh, that's why. And it was like the anniversary of my friend's passing. So even if you're like, I also like, I have a lot of clients right now that are for energy healing that are like dealing with grief. You know, they've seen me like deal with mine, you know, so they're like, oh, you know.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Spend all your money and go to amusement parks until all of those roller coasters boost that dopamine. And what else did we do? We went to Universal a lot, played dress up, like cosplay. I was like, I dressed up for Harry Potter World, and I'm like, look, I'm the rich boarding school girl that I always should have been.
What house are you in? Harry Potter.
The red one?
Gryffindor?
Yes. Isn't that like a fire that shoots, a lion that shoots fire or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, that makes sense. The hair, the fire. Because we took some kind of test when we were there.
How to figure out.
Mm-hmm. And then like something like a picture wand, and I got the magic wand. I got picked the magic wand for that year. My friend got picked something else, but she's like, I'm getting the magic wand anyway. She lives down in Florida though, so she's got a collection of wands. Did you get the wand when you were down there?
I did not.
Yeah, I only used it there for like a couple minutes, but I'm gonna start using it in the YouTubes though. As like I've got like a whiteboard, so we're gonna start using the magic wand to point at stuff, which I already have in like the which one was it? I think the vibration plate video that I did. I was wearing a black one of these outfits. Obsessed with these outfits. I might go buy. I've got like 4 in black, 1 in red, 1 in blue, 1 in green, and 1 in leopard. And it's literally the most perfect outfit for winter. You got a little hood. Can be undercover. Undercover brother. Yeah, I love it. I love not having to like think about putting 2 things together. That's why I love dresses. We were talking about that in the summertime. And everybody's like, you look so good. And like, this took way less thought process.
People are like, you dress up so much. No, I wear a dress and it takes way less effort than whatever you wear.
Exactly. Yeah, once I found these, I was like, okay, I need them. I need multiple. If you see me, I got my embroidery machine working, but I have to put the software on it to put my logo. But then I did get 4 black ones, and I'm going to put my logo on it in different colors. So if I wear a black one 4 days in a row, you'll know because it's a different color.
I mean, you don't see the same clients every day, so how will anyone know?
True. Dude, my skin is looking good with that beef tallow, though. Beef tallow. Thank you, darling. It's actually it's a bodysuit. Wow. She's got the white cheetah too. The white cheetah.
Snow leopard.
Snow leopard, yeah, snow leopard.
Right? I don't know. Is there a difference?
I don't think there is a white cheetah. I think you're right. It's a snow leopard. I was just saying something.